As students, well, maybe your first or second time paying taxes, I want to give you a few helpful hints to help you prepare for these taxes in the upcoming year. First one is, as you file your federal return, remember not to claim yourself as a dependent. Most of you are being claimed by your parents, and if you claim yourself as a dependent, your parents will not be able to claim you as a dependent. If you do that, it will not, even if you don't claim yourself as a dependent, in most cases it will not impact your refund by any amount of money. The second thing I want to look at is, if you receive your 1098-T, which is the payment for your tuition, again, since you're not claiming yourself as dependent, please give it to your parents, who then can earn the appropriate education credit. There are 3 different ones, which your family's tax preparer can make sure you get the top one. The third piece is, if you receive a statement of any interest paid on your student loans, also make sure your parents get that, as they're entitled, even though it's in your name, to take that deduction while you are still in college. Next, let's take a look at the Pennsylvania return. The state of Pennsylvania has requested, although this year it's optional, going forward it's going to be mandatory, that you include your driver's license number on your income tax return. They're doing this as a way of preventing fraud. Many states have done this. Pennsylvania's just joining it, and eventually, next year it'll be mandatory, and eventually every state in the union will request it, and maybe even the federal government at some point. And the last point next point is, if you have a job, and let's say that job is delivering pizzas, all right? You're entitled, under the state rules, for unemployment expenses, unreimbursed employment expenses, on a form that will reimburse you at 57.5 cents for every mile that you drive that your employer does not reimburse you while you're delivering pizzas. Okay? This means that you can take that. Now, one hint is, don't list your occupation on your tax return as a student, list it as a delivery person. That will make it less likely that the state of Pennsylvania will challenge the deduction. Okay, it doesn't guarantee it, but it makes it less likely. And the final one is, be sure to file a local income tax return. Okay? In the state of Pennsylvania, we have something called an earned income tax return. Here on the eastern part of the state, we have companies such as Berkheimer and Keystone are the 2 that primarily file these returns. Those are kind of the helpful hints I have. If you have any questions about these or anything else, I strongly suggest, and again, every situation has its own standings, that you contact your tax preparer professional, either your CPA, your attorney, or your enrolled agent.